Let's talk Man United.
Let's talk Man United.
Erik ten Hag.
Erik ten Hag.
He's gone.
Well, I did feel that game was a little bit of El Sakiko.
It was.
Do you know what I mean? Lopetegui gets beat there, which I thought United would win, actually. It's a terrible, terrible decision for the penalty. It's a terrible decision, right? We all agree that.
Yeah. We'll talk to Dome later.
And, that's kind of going to get lost a little bit. But even so, from what we can gather, Amaron, they were speaking to him or someone last week, even before the West Ham game. So it feels as though this... Jay, I remember you and I speaking after the first weekend's football. We're saying that Van Nistelrooy is going to get this on them. That he will be the next one they'll look at, right?
Yeah.
So he's got it for now, right? He may take the game against Leicester on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That might be...
Doesn't feel like he's going to have it for long, though.
No, it doesn't feel... Well, they move swiftly. I'm going to give him that. But to give Ten Hag the year...
Embarrassing.
It wasn't really a backing. It was a little bit more, go on then.
Look, the inevitable has happened, right? We all knew this. That you said it and you made a great point, kicking the can down the road. I've been kicking the can down the road for 3 months.
Yeah.
What is glaringly obvious, though, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has come into this football club and has made an absolute shambles of it right now. I'm sorry. He's come in, he's cutting costs. He got rid of Sir Alex. He's binned him off. Yeah. He's talking about, a new stadium which he wants the taxpayers to buy. And he's give Erik ten Hag an extra year, backed him, spent £100 million on players.
More than that, yeah.
And then got rid of him after 9 games. It was just pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, come on. If you're going to go for Ruben Amorim, right, who's a really exciting young manager, looks like he's the real deal. Lots of good things coming out about him. Well, if you're going to pay 10 million quid for him to get him out of his contract, he should have done it in August when he could have had a pre-season with this team, brought in his own players instead of Ajax players, and give him a chance at going at it for the whole season. Instead, he's taken over a team that's Erik ten Hag's mob, who he's brought in players that he ain't going to want. They're not good enough. I just think it's a crazy, crazy decision. Not the sacking of Ten Hag, but the keeping of Ten Hag.
Well, the problem they had is that they clearly didn't feel that any managers that were available there and then, I'm talking about last June, July, right? They weren't particularly... They would rather they'd bet the devil we know. Then you fast forward 3 months, then you realise it's been a massive mistake. Now, to go in halfway through... I wonder if the reason they didn't do this back in June and July, they wanted to still sit and wait and see how things go. Who is going to... They didn't know the next manager was going to be, Jay. They didn't know. It was better. The devil you know. Let's give Ten Hag another year. We're going to keep... When this time next year, we'll deal with it. And they've been left wanting here. They've been found out. It's been a terrible decision to back him the way they did. They've now ripped up that contract. They're now going to try and change it again. And with the players they brought in, this is why people want a director of football. This is why people want the players, the club, buy the players, and the manager or the coach coaches the team. That's how they want to do it. Ten Hag's been given free rein, mate. Some of the players that he's brought in under his watch, millions and hundreds of millions of players that he wanted. That's why clubs don't do it anymore, because this situation.
I know. And now they're going to have to deal with the fact that this manager's going to come in. Does he want Anthony? Probably not. Did he want De Ligt? Mazraoui, does he want him?
Yeah.
He's brought in these players, spent a few quid on them, and you're stuck with them now. You've got 5-year contracts. You've got to pay these lads a lot of money. So you're asking a manager to come in, and he could turn around in 2 weeks' time if he gets the job and say, well, I don't want him.
Well, that's his job now. Whoever comes in is going to be to manage this squad, coach this squad, and get them into a team.
Terrible decision,
yes, there have been some bad decisions.
Terrible decision.
There's no getting away from it.
Honestly, I thought this Jim Ratcliffe was going to come in and change things for Man United. He said he talked the big game. And he's talked the talk, and he ain't walked the walk.
No.
Simple as that. No. He's been miles off it.
He's made a haul.
So many bad decisions already, and now this is the one that now he's had to bite the bullet and go right. Yeah. I can't continue like this.
But they felt like this back in the summer, Jay. They felt because they didn't. I'm
not being funny, Jace. Right, me and you. We sit on the radio. We talk football all day. We're not rocket scientists. Me and you said this is only going one way. I'll give it 9 games. I think you even said within 10 games he's gone.
Well, I felt I couldn't see a world in which Manchester United existed that Ten Hag was going to be manager next season. I just didn't see it. So all they were doing is buying time for another 12 months. That's all I could see they were doing. And clearly, the way things have gone are far worse than anyone could have anticipated. No one saw this. No one saw United where they are. Clearly, this is not just about what happened at the weekend. That other results going back to last season as well. It's the worst start in Premier League history. He's broke his own record from last year.
Yeah.
So things are getting worse.
Crazy. Let's get some Man United calls. I know you're going to be phoning up wanting to have your say. Let's go to Dave. He's a Man United fan. Dave.
All right, Dave-o.
How you doing, mate?
All right, matey.
Dave, how you feeling? You happy?
Oh, so happy to see tonight go. It just isn't what Man United's what about, is it? And I know we're not a team what we used to be, but you just want to see some Man United about them, don't you? And I think even Van Nistelrooy taking the interim job, I'd like to see him till end of season. I would.
Van Nistelrooy?
Yeah, I'd just like to see him take us to end of season, and then we reevaluate, because.
But why wait if you're prepared to get a manager who's looks like a top manager? You get him.
Let's go back to Solskjaer. He didn't get enough time, did he?
Oh, come on, mate. Come on. We're talking about Solskjaer for, mate. Come on.
No, because this is what I want to see Man United about. I wanted us to see a Man United manager who had the club at his heart, and this is what we're missing. You can remember Van Gaal coming in. Van Gaal, bloody Mourinho. We've been clutching at straws, haven't we?
I know, mate, but that's a load of old garbage. Instead of manager at heart. Did Pep Guardiola have Man City at heart? No. Did Jurgen Klopp have Liverpool at heart? No. You want a manager who's going to win you the Premier League, who's got the credentials to do it. You got a manager at Sporting Lisbon, looks like the real deal. He's won the league there twice. He's young. He's exciting. What do you want to do? Give Nistelrooy till the end of the season? Why?
Because I think we need to get Man United back to what we were.
We will. That's what they're trying to do.
I would go to see McTominay go, and I think about the financial fair play and all that lot. I like to see Man United players who come through the system, and I bet all these players that you've gone about, Anthony, 300 grand a week, whatever. I bet we've got enough kids in that team to bring them through and put them in the first team. Like Diallo went on to loan to Rangers for a bit, but the guys won it. Garnacho is one of our star players. We haven't got these star players anymore. But I think the youth system needs to be put back into Man United.
You're living in the past, mate. You're living in the past.
I don't think I am.
You are, mate, because Man United used to have the best academy. You ain't anymore. Man City have.
You could say that about Liverpool, but they brought Trent Alexander in there. They brought Curtis Jones in there. I think they need to go back to basics, bring some homegrown talent through and go for it, because we must have enough good kids in that youth system who will scout about all through Europe to go again. And we need a manager. I like Solskjaer because he had us at heart. He was Man United at heart. And Roy Keane, I know he slates everyone, doesn't he? But Roy Keane knows what Man United is about. We just need that identity, I think, now. And it'd be nice. I don't care if we're in the doldrums for a couple of years. I'd love to see that identity back at United.
You need an identity, but it ain't one from 92. The time's gone. You need to move on, mate. You need a manager who's going to actually take the club forward and play some decent football.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.